To find out, can you beat Fallout New Vegas as a samurai? For the rules of this challenge, I'm only allowed to use a sword and metal armor. Why metal armor? Because I use my imagination to pretend it's samurai armor. I know it doesn't make much sense, but for the sake of this run, we're going to pretend it makes perfect sense. Decided to max out luck for gambling so I could buy the best sword of the game. The rest of the points don't really matter, as then I picked medicine, melee, and speech, and then I started this challenge. I did build to destroy so I can get some better crits with a sword. I don't really think that matters that much, so I kind of a wasteful perk, to be honest. After that, I decided to go hardcore mode and very hard difficulty, because some people in the comments were saying the difficulty is not hard enough. So here you go. You wanted me to suffer, so here I'm going to suffer. This is the arm I'm going to use for the rest of the run, so that's going to be great. After that, I decided to help out Goodsprings, and by help out, I went to talk to Reno, and Reno agreed that we needed to mobilize a force to fight the powder gangers. So after mobilizing the force, I hid in a barrel and watched everyone else do the work for me. The good old wheelbarrow strategy. After that, I then leveled up and went through Scorpion Pass so I can get to the other side of Vegas. You see, I needed to get to New Vegas pretty quickly so I can get to the gun runners, so I can buy my weapon, but it was going to be really expensive, so I decided to go and start to collect some snow globes so I can sell them to Mr. House for a buttload of caps. After collecting lots of snow globes, it was time for me to go to Camp McCarran. Now, my relation with the NCR wasn't high enough to ride the monorail, but the soldiers there are wimps, and their bullets don't do a lot of damage, so as long as I rush it fast enough, I should be able to make it to New Vegas. After making it to New Vegas, I turned in all my snow globes. Then I went out to gamble. I'm sure you already knew this, but in case you didn't, if you have 10 luck, gambling becomes extremely easy, and you can win a lot of caps in the casinos. But if you win too much, they kick you out, so it's not an infinite source of caps, but it's close enough. After getting all those caps, I was finally able to get my weapon, so I decided to test it out. And what better place to test out than Prim, as it's time to get Prim a new sheriff. Now, I could just skip these early game quests since I already made it to New Vegas, but I decided not to for some XP. Also, pro tip, if you're playing hardcore mode, make sure to always mark Goodsprings source. The water heals you up extremely quickly, and make sure you don't run out of water. After that, I went back to Prim and got rid of the rest of the powder gangers. After that, I rescued the coward deputy and went to the correctional facility to get Mayor Myers. I needed to get Mayor Myers so I can complete the quest. Usually I like the robot, but right now I just need to get some fast XP. After that, I didn't kill some powder gangers on the way out. They didn't really stand much chance against me. Their dynamite did do a lot of damage to me, so I need to watch out for that. But other than that, they went down in one hit. After that, I then went to the NCR, Vince and then the Pardon Myers. After that, I went to Boulder City and used my speech to help out the Great Khans in the NCR. Now, it could have been more fun just to fight my way out, but since I was a samurai, I wanted to do things the honorable way, and that means killing the guilty and helping the innocent. That's also why I decided to kill Volpez. For me, my sword did lots and lots of damage, so all I had to do was take out the sharpshooters before they can hit me. As long as the shooters were gone, my sword had a pretty high reach, so I didn't really have to worry about the melee build as much. So that is exactly what I did, and this ended up being way more challenging than I thought. I thought with this overpowered weapon, I can easily just blitz through them, but it took me quite a few healing supplies. Eventually though, I was able to kill them all, so then I decided to free some NCR hostages at Nelson and clear out the legionaries there. Now, since I was able to go in and lure them into this place and kill their leader, it wasn't really that hard. Honestly, this weapon was kind of fun. I don't know why I haven't used it more often. After slaughtering the Legion there, I was then jumped by Legion assassins, but for some reason, they weren't hostile towards me. I don't know if it's because they were shooting at something else or what, but the Legion assassins who jumped me didn't go after me. I had to attack them first. I have never had that happen before, so if any of you know why that happened in the comments, please let me know in the comments below. However, my good luck wouldn't last forever, because not 10 minutes later, I was jumped by other Legion assassins, which I didn't think they could jump you so far apart. Maybe because they weren't hostile the first time, I don't know. But this time, they definitely were hostile and gave me quite a good fight. But I was able to kill them. Not gonna lie though, it was not easy. Yeah, this metal armor choice was definitely a bad idea. I regretted it throughout the entire challenge. But with my super stim packs and my regular stim packs and my high medicine, I was able to tank the damage and kill the legionaries. After dealing with Legion assassins, I finally decided to continue on the main story. So after dealing with them, it was time for me to go deal with Benny. And by deal with Benny, I mean tattletale on him. You see, if you tell on Benny and gather evidence by talking to Yes Man, you can actually get the casino to send him to his room alone. And it takes way less speech than just telling him to do this himself. So after that, I then talked to him and I cut him into pieces. After dealing with Benny, I then went to Mr. House. And by the way, I decided to get the Mr. House in him because samurais work for overlords, and Mr. House is like the overlord of New Vegas. Also, he's my favorite Indian, and I haven't gotten him in a while, so if you don't like it, tough luck, I like Mr. House. So after that, I had to clear out Cottonwood Cove because Cottonwood Cove had slaves, and I figured I would free them since I am a samurai, and I am trying to fight for justice and honor and all that stuff. The Legion here gave me quite a hard time, I'm not gonna lie. Since they were great at melee combat, they were able to block my swings a lot. But since I literally lit them on fire, I was able to tough through it and kill them. After dealing with Cottonwood Cove, it was time for the hard part, and that was to kill Caesar himself. But before then, I got to free the slaves and see the smiles on their faces, which is quite nice, I'm not gonna lie. Like an Abraham Lincoln. As then, I made it all the way up to the Legion camp, as it was time for me to slaughter some legionaries. Now, I've killed Caesar in a lot of different runs, so I didn't think this would be too hard. But I failed to consider I've never tried this on very hard. And that makes a very big difference, because the legionaries, I feel like way more of them have power fists, and way more of them have better armor. So they easily just tore through me, so I died a lot. I kind of lost track after the 10th time I died, but eventually I was able to lure them intense. The secret is you run away, try to get them stuck, and kill them. Eventually, I managed to get to Caesar himself, and I managed to use the same tactic. You see, Caesar's men all had power fists, so they couldn't shoot me. So if they were stuck, I could easily hit them. And in fact, I thought I got Caesar good right here, but he destroyed me. So the secret is you just run around, try to get them stuck, and then kill them. And eventually, I was able to get all the legionaries stuck in one place, and I was able to chop them down, killing Caesar and ending his reign of terror once and for all. After dealing with the hard part of the quest, it's now time to deal with the easy part, actually upgrading the securitrons. So, I then went down to the basement, talked to Mr. House, and agreed to upgrade the securitrons down below. And I got to fight with robots, and you think robots would be resilient to fire, since they're made out of metal, but apparently not, because they went down quite easily. So I easily tear through them, and activated all the securitrons down below, while I became crippled multiple times. As then, it was time for me to deal with the boomers, and this was the first time. Ironically, playing hardcore on the very hard difficulty is the first time I ever managed to get to them first try, because I learned a technique. On very hard difficulty, you can just spam stim packs and you'll keep healing indefinitely. And spamming super stim packs, I was just easily able to get to their gate, without even worrying about the bombardment. Never thought I'd make it the first try, and I never thought I would do it on hard mode. Then, I was able to use my medicine to heal some boomer soldiers. Very nice of me, I know. After that, I fixed all the solar panels. Aren't I a nice guy? After fixing up the solar panels, I then got well liked enough by the boomers to help them bring out the bomber. After bringing out the boomer's bomber, it was time for me to help the Great Khans. Because since I was a samurai, I wanted to guide the Great Khans on a path to greatness. As then I used my speech to convince the Great Khans to kill Carl by making him use his mouth against himself. It was quite enjoyable to watch. As then I talked to Jack, talked him out of supporting the Legion, and also talked him into making chems to help people. After that, I then went back to the Legion camp, as I had to go back to get the slave log because I forgot to grab the book for later. Oh well. Most of the legionaries have despawned, only a very few respawned, and even though the ones that did or were high level, I can handle 1 or 2 of them. As then I grabbed the book to prove that the Legion wanted to sell all the Great Khans into slavery, as that was enough to convince Reggie not to join up with the Legion. As in, I had to use a stealth boy to sneak past walls. I felt like this was uncharacteristic for me not to fight them, but I've only cleared them out 3 times throughout my entire playthrough. By the way, before I got there, I managed to get stuck on a rock, which was nice. Then talk militia, into not siding with Legion because they would sell her as a wife. Then I talked to Papa Khan and told him to make his own glory. He was so inspired, he decided to leave Red Rock Canyon and form his own nation in Idaho. But after that, I decided it'd be fun to kill some more powder gangers. Since I was a samurai, I wanted to make things as peaceful and easy for people as possible after the Battle of Hoover Dam. So getting rid of all the powder gangers would make it so there's less raids on the NCR, which would be very nice. I also got the Lord of Death perk. After dealing with them, it was time for me to deal with some more powder gangers. So I went to Vault 19 to deal with what was left of them. And yeah, it was quite enjoyable, I'm not gonna lie. Something about killing criminals who prey on the innocent really felt nice as the samurai. After dealing with them, it was time for me to deal with the Omeritas, which is kind of the same every single time. You steal a book, you talk to Chavez, and convince him to help you. After you do that, you have multiple options, but what I always do is use speech for Troik to convince him to blow up all the guns for me. After that, the Omeritas try to kill you, so you have to use yourself as a human shield, unless you have a gun or something, but I'm a samurai, so I can't really use a gun. After using some stim packs and luring them out, eventually the bad Omeritas were dead, and I solved the problem. After dealing with the Omeritas, it was time for me to deal with the Brotherhood of Steel, which was going to be very fun. As dealing with the Brotherhood was very hard, considering that my metal armor could only take 2 blasts from an anti-material rifle, and 1 out of every 3 Brotherhood soldiers had one, so yeah. And the only solution I had was just buy a buttload of stim packs and make them come to you. And if a Brotherhood soldier walks by in the corner, I could take him out because I have the Super Slam perk. Which the Super Slam perk saved me in this run. Because if I couldn't knock down the enemies, I would die. I mean, I died lots and lots and lots. But eventually, from luring Brotherhood soldiers to Brotherhood soldiers to me, I was able to hack my way down. As I couldn't find them directly, I had to lure them one by one to this hallway and kill them that way. And this only took about a few hours. You know, just a few hours of my life that I could never get back no matter how much I wanted. No big deal. After cutting through so many that I got bored, I then went back to buy some more stim packs. Because even though I had a buttload of them, I used all of them just to make it through a first couple waves. Luckily for me, Brotherhood soldiers don't really respawn. So I was able to fight my way to some scribes, make it further through, and eventually kill the Elder, which he had it coming. I mean, technically he was just defending himself, but to me it felt deserved, as eventually I was able to kill enough people to get all the key cards and destroy the Brotherhood of Steel bunker. There goes 4 hours of my life I can never get back. After that, it was time for me to save the president, as I killed the Legion assassin and informed them on the radio that the president was in danger. After that, I actually got to watch the president take off in a vertibird. It's very majestic. That part never gets old. As then, I went to the El Dorado substation, diverted power to the securitrons below the dam. After that, I went on and it was time to fight some legionaries. Now, since I did a lot of damage with those sniper rifles, I had to attack them from the side and flank them. Fighting them head-on was almost a death sentence. Also, my Securitron also damaged me a lot with his missiles. After making it into the center of the dam, I was able to use speech to convince the NCR guards to let me in. And I was able to go to the computer and upload Mr. House straight into the dam. As then he told me good job and he told me to flick on the power. Now with the power flicked on, the Securitrons can finally come out and help me. As then it was time for me to fight my way to Lake Lanius, and I could use speech to talk my way out, but I love torturing myself. Little did I know this would be the easiest Lake Lanius fight I ever had in my life, and you'll see later on. Also, a Securitron somehow followed me in. I don't know how that happened. I then talked to Lake Lanius, convinced him to fight me alone. And the first time I tried it, it didn't go too well. He destroyed me pretty good, not gonna lie. I had a strategy of just spamming a bunch of stim packs so I heal forever. But I was overthinking it because this is Fallout New Vegas. Somehow, he got glitched into a rock, which I've never seen that happen. Now, I could reload and fight him honorably, which is probably what a samurai would do. But it was late at night, I just wanted to finish this fast. So, I did the unhonorable thing and just killed him while he was stuck in a corner. Yeah, for doing that, I probably should fail the challenge, not gonna lie. But it's my video and I can do whatever I want. and maybe I'm just lucky. I don't know. I did have luck at 10. I then used Legate Lanius' sword. I don't know if this counts for the challenge, but it's the end of the game, and I already could beat it just by watching the securitrons kill them, and I said any blade will do, so I decided just to use it on them. So yeah, that was beating Fallout New Vegas as a samurai. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I did. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, share with all your friends, and let me know what other challenge videos you want me to do next. Peace out.